Howdy my friends, and welcome back to more Let's Play Gran Turismo 2. This is Sky Hurricane, and I hope you're having a super awesome blessed day. And you may not really notice it, but it's actually been right at 10 months since I've actually recorded any of this. And I just uploaded my final part today, part 23, that I had recorded. So I figured, you know what, it's been in my mind for several weeks now that I needed to record some of this, but school finally got out and everything, and so I actually have a little time. Now off screen I did the Red Rock Valley race with GT All-Stars again with the Speed 12, kind of to get back into the swing of things on car settings and how to control it, everything, kind of get used to it again, because it's been, you know, almost a year. I mean, it's just unreal. It's hard to believe how fast or how much the time has just flown. But we're going to sell that. We're going to need it anyway, because we're going to be buying a lot of cars. And especially when it comes down to doing the manufacturer races, I know I'll be doing some grinding when it comes down to that. But I think what I want to do in this part is I want to go ahead and turn my sound on so I can hear, even though it's not really essential or anything. But I think I want to go ahead and do the European thing on the Gran Turismo Cup. On that, I think I want to go ahead and do that. And so to do that, I'm gonna have to buy a few cars. Now, first off, I want to go to the used car dealers, and because kind of prepared for the future of what I'm gonna be doing. And I want to buy a Mirage and a Lancer. So I think I want to go, let's get us a blue one. Really, the performance, I mean, you know, compared to the cost, I mean, you can get a brand new Mirage or whatever, but it probably, you know, going by the cost ratio, it probably wouldn't be any better, really. You know, it wouldn't be the better deal by any means than that one right there. And likewise, I wanted to get a Lancer. Lancer Evolution 2. There we go. Let's get us a blue one. 13,000. And read the information here for the Lancer. You know, if you want to read this all, you know, you can always pause it and everything. Very good car though. I could get a new one that would be a lot better, but you know, I'd rather showcase this one anyway, because this one actually wasn't in Gran Turismo 1, and it may not be in Gran Turismo 3, I'm not sure. But it probably is in Gran Turismo 4, because Gran Turismo 4 has such a good variety. But and plus I like this blue color, it's kind of unique, you know, to this older Lancer, you know. So let's buy this baby here. And pretty lightweight as well, but we will be using those later. I guess I should show you the information for the Mirage. That's one thing I wanted to do, was show all the informations for each of the different cars. Twilight Blue. And I believe this is the same information that's in Gran Turismo 1. Flagship international cars, now the 4th generation. In terms of handling, acceleration, and stability, is a little rough compared to today's FF cars, but it's fun to try and use one's skill to control it. So we're going to try to indeed do that, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so next, well, first I want to go to my garage and kind of sort that, put our Mitsubishis in order. You probably can hear the evil dolls in the background. Did I even have any Mitsubishis? Okay, yeah, I had the 3000 GT and the FTOL edition. Those are the only GTs that I had. The only Mitsubishis that I had, I mean. Alright, so since we want to do the European trophy thing, we're going to go on to North City. You could do North City or West City. Now, even though it says European, you could actually put an American or a Japanese car into it. But I want to kind of keep things, even though I didn't really for the nationals, I want to for the internationals. Hold on, I'm going to shut my door because that's kind of annoying. Alrighty, I am back, and There are a wide variety of things I could pick. However, since I am going to be doing all the manufacturer races, I kind of planned ahead to. I'm going to be using cars that I'm going to have to use for the manufacturer races. Plus, you only have a limit of 100 cars that you can get anyway. So I thought, between the Opel Tigra, the Aston Martin DB7 Coupe, or the Volkswagen Golf, it's really hard to decide of what I wanted to use. And it still is hard to decide, honestly. But I think I'm going to go with the Golf. You have a 2.3 liter, a V5, a 5-cylinder. Pretty heavy, actually. For no more power than it has. Let's look at this one. 201 horsepower. Of course, that has one extra cylinder. Yeah, I would definitely say this would be the way to go. I kind of like that orange, actually. I like that green. I like that. It's hard to decide. I like that, too. Yeah, we'll go with this. Let's get into this now. Alright, so you can look at the information here. Pretty expensive, really, for no more than it is. But in 1998, the 4th generation Golf was introduced in Japan. In Japan, where it is one of the more popular import cars. Its American introduction came a year later. Both markets, the 4th generation Golf was slightly larger than previous models and had improved ride comfort and safety features. Especially in top level trim, it was and is a comfortable car with a near luxury appointments and appearance. That top level is occupied by V6 models in both markets. Both American and Japanese markets are front engine, front wheel drive cars equipped with the 2.8 liter narrow angle V6 engine. But engine specifications and some standard equipment differ. Both have MacPherson struts in the front and tension beam axle in the rear. So sporty handling with comfort. 204 horsepower, 6-speed manual gearbox. For flexible shifting optional performance. Usual performance hatchback specification not only gives the Golf an extra performance boost on the road, it effectively raises it up a notch to the next higher class of car. In fact, with its very upscale appointment and comfort level, even genuine wood trim is specified. The new Golf V6 has the look and feel of a premium car. The original hot hatch has grown up, but it hasn't lost its playful attitude. Alright, well, let's go ahead and tune this baby up, because there is a 591 horsepower limit. And just for kicks, we'll show the racing modification, which I actually think there is. Yeah, I know there is a one-make race for this, or else I wouldn't have picked it. But, wow, a lot of colors to pick for race modification. And you also have this style. Kind of reminds me of the Demio. Oh wow, and you have this style. Golly, the Golf just went all out, didn't it? I kind of like that, actually. Wow, you have 3 styles to choose from. That'll be cool when the time comes for that. Oh, but alright, let's go ahead and do this. I think we're going to go ahead and get everything on this. And usually, I guess I could cut all this out, but I think it's actually a pretty good thing to keep in. I mean, I know most probably think, oh, you should cut it out, but I don't think it's, I don't know, I mean, I don't think it's too bad. I kind of like showing how each little aspect changes the car, especially when it comes to the power increase. Wow, I'm actually surprised by that. That doubles. That almost doubles. We'll get it. You know, this lied to me. It said it had 200 horsepower, but it only had 147. Just like the V5. Or did I buy the wrong one? Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. But 316 horsepower, that's pretty good. I still can't get past the false advertising, though. There's a big difference between 147 horsepower and 200 horsepower.
If you go in there and you see it lost, you use the smart phone. There is one in there.
A wasp. Wasps really don't bother me. Now snakes. Now, I can't stand snakes. But wasps, even spiders. Now I wouldn't want a spider just crawling, hugging on me or anything, but I mean, I don't just get terrified when I see a spider. We're probably going to be well overpowered when we eventually do the manufacturer race, but I will. We don't really care about that. At least I am going to make this a little more of a challenge by being underpowered in this race. I wonder if you could get an N18 for this. Oh no, well, this is only turbocharged. That's interesting. Okay, we're almost done. Took a couple minutes to do all this. Won't be long till we get into the racing, though. Now, since this is a front-wheel drive, though, I won't get a drive shaft. I won't get a racing drive shaft or anything. Only for front-engine rear-wheel drive cars or four-wheel drive cars. And the last thing is this limited slip. Alright, so let's get to this. So how much does that cost to tune up? About 220,000, somewhere around there. So the Gran Turismo League. I'm going to do the Euro League. Start with Apricot Hill, 10,000. You actually get some pretty good prizes for winning these as well. So that's pretty nice. So first one we go to our suspension. You know what? I apparently forgot suspension. Which is pretty lame. I don't think that'll count toward my win-loss ratio. Shouldn't. I think I'd lost 7 races. Oh, I guess it does count. I guess it does count. It's kind of stupid. It should not count that as a loss. I mean, I guess they were counting on me, though, as being in the race. Which I suppose I could have done it without changing the transmission or the suspension, but I just don't want to. No. Can't believe I forgot suspension. That's pretty stupid. I guess I was so excited to get to the turbo kit. Alright, now we're ready. So yeah, now I know they took like 240,000, I think. But I'm excited to get back into this, and I really look forward to eventually getting to Gran Turismo 3. I think that'll be pretty cool, you know. Gran Turismo 3 was quite the step up, you know, going from the PS1 console to the from the PS1 console to the PS2, you know, so quite a step up. Now I made my rear spring stronger, kind of helping out in maneuverability. And I'm going to lower my damper to actually kind of counteract the springs and make it a little more stable. And that was the thing about making the TVR Speed 12 or the Ford GT90 controllable is is I'm gonna use automatic for this. I may try a manual though later. We'll see how it ships first. But yeah, lowering the damper, never would have imagined how much of a key that would be, you know, in making a car more controllable. But man, it makes a difference. And golly, look at the cars that we're racing. We have a little front-wheel drive hatchback. We actually out-accelerate the DB7. That's funny. Golly, El Gato was way behind. It's like, whoa, it's way, way behind. Yeah, I really think I should have used manual for this. Golly, look, what is that? Is that, I didn't even pay attention to what cars those were. Yeah, such low RPMs. I definitely should have used manual for this, but you live, you learn. It's still so stable, even with my suspension changes. It's kind of interesting how there's a lot more people doing LPs of this game now. Like I know HG Central, they recently did an LP of this game, and they worked really diligently on uploading it, you know, pretty consistently. Which I've been consistent, but I just hadn't been doing it often. I mean, you know, just once a week, every Thursday. But they did a really good job of getting it out there really fast, and they did a good job with it as well. I can't remember if they did 100% or not. I think they did most of the manufacturer races, but I may be thinking of Rhino GT4's LP because I know he did 100%, and I kind of may be getting them mixed up. But despite us being well under the horsepower limit for this, we are kind of kicking their butts, aren't we? Which is alright with me. Kind of went into that a little bit much. Whoa, I cannot control. Yeah, as I've reiterated over and over again, I'm not the best at using this this view. I'm pretty good, but I do even better with this view. This is that's how I grew up playing. They definitely are catching me on the straightaway there. They always mess up on that curve. That's kind of funny. Come on, Volkswagen Golf. It's actually really funny sometimes when you do this race. Some of the computers, the AI, will just get stuck on that first corner. Look at them. One of them just got stuck there. And I've actually overlapped them before in the past. Pretty hilarious. Golly, they're so far behind. I don't think I want to wait on them, but then again, I guess, yeah, what's the point? Kind of took a little cheating shortcut there. Don't try that if you're doing the license test. One thing that makes this license test so annoying is I'm used to doing that little cheat, you know, the little shortcut. So it can make this one really hard to do. Okay, that was a Subaru. I thought that was a RUF or a Porsche, whatever you want to call it. I thought that green car was, and it was. The DB7 Coupe was actually fourth. I'm surprised. It barely beat the Lotus. And yeah, the Mercedes usually does suck on this. I wasn't planning on letting them finish, but I had to blab so much. Well, I was 22 seconds behind. That's terrible. Alright. Go on, little golf. Go on. Alright. Moving on. So how much? Yeah, I think we get 10,000 for that. I think I'm going to mute El Gato because this is really distracting to me because it is so far behind. So far behind. Alright, so moving on to the next race. Alrighty, so next race at Grand Valley. Probably Grand Valley Speedway, I would say. Probably the whole course. So this will be a rather long race. Alright, but we already have our settings right, except we want to use manual this time. We're going to see how this goes. Should be able to get a little more out of each of my gears using manual. I believe with my Mazda Protege, didn't I use manual with it? Could have used the Mazda for this. It just doesn't seem right, though. I mean, I did it for the GT Nationals, but those were short little races, and I didn't want to, you know, starting off at the beginning, I didn't want to spread all the GT Nationals out. I mean, I did that bad enough as it was. You know, so rather, the best way to do it, you know, to get them done relatively fast was to go ahead and do them, you know, with whatever car I had. I took a completely different driving line than y'all. Come on, golf. Let's catch that Porsche. Or that souped up Porsche, I should say. I love those. There is a 60 lap endurance race on this track, just as in Gran Turismo 1. And I can't decide if I want to use the Vector M12 for that, or if I want to use the one of the roofs like that behind me. I'm just going to call it a roof. I mean, I don't know if RUF is right or... I mean, it's really technically not a Porsche because... I mean, it's using Porsche, but it's putting special parts and stuff on them. Thus, they're generally different. Y'all just can't keep up with my little Volkswagen, can you? I find that very funny. Golly, imagine doing that 60 lap race with this thing. Man, it'd take forever, wouldn't it? Well, the horsepower limit for that is 690 horsepower. This is only 591, so. That might make the difference. Although this probably could win it. I have faith in this little thing. It's not really little, though, in all honesty. I love how they're just keeping up with me. You know, they're close enough to look dangerous, but far enough away to not really be a threat. They're just like, oh, we're here. We're here. I mean, seriously, y'all don't have to be there. If you really want to, you can. I mean, I don't have qualms with being alone or anything. It's like I just stand that far ahead the whole way. I can't shake them. Obviously, if I had a more powerful car, I could. That's one reason I picked this car is instead of like the Aston Martin. I think the Aston Martin, I probably would beat them better. Even though the Aston Martin really sucks in Gran Turismo 1. Actually got a little bit ahead of him there. Come on, Volkswagen Golf. Let's go with golfing. I was a little bit late on shifting there. They actually gained on me there quite substantially. So after this, we'll probably do the American Pacific League. I'll try to make this as interesting as I can by not picking cars that are too powerful, but as you can see, even with something like this has become really a non-issue, you know. Because there were a lot of cars I could have picked that would have been much more, you know, would have been overkill for this. I mean, this was pretty much overkill anyway. Poor cars. Actually got away from them pretty good there at the end. And the rough kind of got away. The Jaguar was there. There were two Jaguars in that. And Aston Martin kept up pretty nicely. My nice little Volkswagen. There we go. Alright, well. See what we get here. 10,000. Alright, so Rome Circuit. The third and final race of this little championship here. So I don't know, I guess ways that I could deal with the tuning is I could just speed through that. I think I will do that in the future. Just kind of speed through the tuning part. I don't know though. 5 gears. Well, looks like we have a Subaru this time. Nice TVR Subaru. And that Mercedes that messed up on that first race. Whoa, that green car is really getting away from me. Well, that was not good. Well, good. Let's make this race a little more interesting, shall we? I'm all for that. Just so long as it doesn't get too interesting. Oh, that was another Subaru. I thought it was. Come on, Golf. Show these supercars what's up. Wow, we really got away there. I'm surprised. Very surprised, Golf. Caught me a little bit there. Now they'll really catch me here. Whoa. Note to self, don't do that again. Yeah, that's the thing about increasing the spring rate, is your car becomes more, more uncontrollable on uneven surfaces. Kind of a sacrifice that you make for a little extra maneuverability. Well, that wasn't good. Understeer. But yeah, as I was about to say anyway, before hitting that wall, this car's still very stable, despite the high spring rate and everything. Y'all just cannot catch me. One more lap. Never really was a big fan of this Rome circuit. I like the Rome and Gran Turismo 6 a lot better. Well, we did that again. Okay. Let's try not to lose this. I think we can do it, but it's going to take some immense effort. Get out of my way, Lotus. Man, the Subarus are just rolling on this track, aren't they? I'm really surprised I didn't hit them there. No. Must pass. Okay, that kind of was not good. Ooh, man. That was actually very scary. I just had to screw up, didn't I? That's kind of how these races go, though. They stay close enough, man, just waiting on you to screw up. Aston Martin, you were last. And Mercedes beat you. not big cars. No, the Mercedes and the Aston Martin are. Alright, well, that concludes that. So we'll see what car we won. New car acquired. Alrighty, so for each and every one of those races we won a cool car, so I probably don't have any need to keep all 3 of these. Now notice this one has 670 horsepower. The horsepower limit on the Grand Valley Speedway Enduro is 690 horsepower. So you could actually use this when I play this game casually. That's a lot of times what I would do. Is I would use one of those. Say this one's pretty much the same. The only thing is, do I want to keep the Zexel or the Cure? Yeah, we'll keep the white one. I don't know. Oh no, I kind of like this one. It didn't really matter. Don't say I'm racist. I'm not. Castro Super GT. Now I think this is our first Super that we have. This one has 685 horsepower, which could also be used. So we'll keep both of those. And that gives us all the money that was spent on the Golf. But we definitely want to order these. So where are the Nissans? See right here, this is my first Nissan, I think. I have a lot of Toyotas. Alright, now that I got my cars where I want them, I think we're going to end this video here, my friends. And in the next part, we'll get into our... Well, we'll take on the Asia Pacific Championship. So, hope to see y'all there. And thinking about using the Mitsubishi Lancer for that. So that'd be cool. So, hope to see y'all there. This has been Sky Hurricane. Hope you have a super awesome, blessed day. And as always, y'all, stay awesome. Goodbye, y'all.